Hey, we are live. It's Tuesday night. Time for the Homestead update. I'm waiting on Yoda. She's looking for the remote control for the puppy training collar.
And I can't find it.
So, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we'll see.
We
Hey,
got.
Rickster. Hey, Hex.
Let's say, Rickster, how you doing, man? I hope that kidney stone's doing okay. And we got Starla was in. Then Terminator and Mrs. Hax is here.
Get the cat down.
Hang on, guys. We got animals all over us tonight. I don't know what the deal is.
It's raining.
Oh, it's raining. So they're all needy.
Yeah.
That's the first thing we're going to talk about. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a video and I'm going to entitle it, I Hate Puppies. And it's going to go viral. Seriously, because I figured out this week that I do not like puppies. I don't necessarily hate them, but this one we have is I think she's borderline moronic because she got her nose rubbed in an accident on the floor, and by the time I got her to the door, she was wagging her tail because I was carrying her. Oh, awesome!
On her live. I didn't even know you were live.
Yeah, when'd you do your live?
Just before us. She said she made it just in time.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
And we're getting some stuff. We're
getting some stuff.
We're getting some stuff. Some more seeds and something, a surprise.
Oh, yeah.
From one of our subs.
Yeah, we'll announce that later once more people get on.
Congratulations, Rickster. It's like having a baby, isn't it? Only different, painful.
I wouldn't know.
HG says MR puppies are not puppies. Guy, you're using all those. What's an OSAR? What's OSAR?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they're little balls of energy is what they are. But okay, so let's talk about what we did this week. I'll be honest with you. I got a lot accomplished, but I don't feel like I got a lot done. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I wasn't focused on what you were doing, to be honest with you. I had so much stuff.
Well, tell them what you were doing.
So I was rendering that lard. I finally got that finished processing today. Cleaned out tonight. Cleaned out all of the roasters and all that. Got that finished. Ended up with 6 gallons of lard, which was beautiful.
And it's nice and golden color. She managed to fill up a 5-gallon bucket and then a couple of half-gallon jars.
And then so I got that done. Then so I was cringing because I've been freeze drying so much. And Sophia B gave me that bread challenge. And so of course, then there were rules to it. You can't use the internet. So I had to go into our arsenal and see what we had. And I'm glad I did. So I found some really exciting recipes in there. And that was a really cool book. So if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, you can go back to the last video, Challenge Accepted, and you can watch that and see what that was like. And that bread was good.
It was. I fell off.
Like it's gone.
I fell off my diet a little bit Sunday, a little bit yesterday. I didn't fall off today.
You did it? So is there a little bit left?
No, I didn't finish. There's a whole ring there. I didn't.
No, there's not a whole ring because you broke into that.
I took a little bit there.
And that was the last that was there. So I'll go see if there's any more left. And then what else did I do? Oh, tamale central around here. So I've been making tamales. We'll have a video coming out.
How many tamales did you make?
Well, we ate quite a bit.
I only had half, so don't say we. Don't say we.
There were, I think I came out with, I think there were like 45 total, something like that. It just depends on the sizes and all of that you do. I'm going to kill you. And then
Skeins girl's here.
Hey, Skeins. So got those tamales done, ran out of chicken. I'll have to make some more and then do some beef. And I don't know if I'm going to bother to make pork ones just because we'll have a lot of guests and stuff at camp house, and maybe I will. Some people there will eat pork. I probably just won't make as many. Don't go overboard. Well, no, I was just trying
every time she cooks for the potluck.
I don't know if I'm going to do it for potluck. I think I was thinking about maybe for the people that are just coming out for the day. I was thinking about maybe having army. I was thinking about having lunch available. Oh. So sorry,
Let me go put the dog out.
She's waiting.
Come on.
Sorry, I have to correct her, and so you got to figure it out. And we have this jar. So a friend of ours turned us on to the system, putting pennies in a jar and then shaking it real loud, and it works. And that's what I was looking for the remote, because G was like, "Well, just use the jar," and I'm like, "Not on a live, because it's loud, and it does get her attention and makes her stop, but sometimes you just got to pop her on the nose." So. You coming, Skane's coming. Skane's coming. She'll be here in 10 hours for tamales. So yeah, it was really
good.
Yeah, it was really funny for the tamales, because it's been a long time since I made them. So like when you guys see this, you're gonna think I'm crazy, because okay, 20 minutes, I'll be back. And I was like, I went in, it was probably 30 minutes later, and I looked in there and I was like, oh crap, yeah, I forgot. It takes hours. It depends on the size. And so I made these pretty big. So it did. I didn't finish till 1 o'clock in the morning last night.
Well, and I did. I had half of one. And I got to tell you, it's probably the best tamale she's ever made.
Oh, yes.
And we couldn't figure out. She's like, I made it like I always make it before. I was like, no, this is way better.
And I went, oh, because I used our beef tallow.
She used beef fat in it, and
Yeah.
it's completely changed the taste from the vegetable shortening that she normally
Yeah,
uses.
because usually you just use vegetable shortening in there and it's not a problem. But and I got to thinking too, the broth was from our chickens. It was our chicken broth that I did.
So homemade broth.
And then the homemade shortening, the beef shortening.
And the home raised shortening.
Yeah.
Well, what we didn't raise it here. Somebody else raised
Kelly's Farm raised it.
Yeah,
They're in the circle. They help
good
out
cop.
the homesteaders, and
okay,
they're good.
Tiger, it's probably the tamale video is probably going to go up Sunday, because we filmed it a little bit different. We tried getting a little bit more fancy, and there's a lot more editing I have to do. And
we didn't try to get fancy. I had somebody that was directing me.
And it's going to be the best video she's ever done.
We'll see.
I got to tell you guys. I got to tell you guys. The interaction on the bread making video, the comments section, you know, it
Probably
was
the biggest one we've ever had.
It was only 3 or 4 people commenting, but I got to tell you, you know, the interaction or the feedback on the video for what she did was really good. But I think it was Starla and Milkmaid were going back and forth about the gluten-free bread, which is that's the type of interaction that we want you guys to have. Seriously.
Yeah, and that's what's so perfect about this rye bread. And this book, I'm telling you, it's amazing, because it even broke down the gluten. So in wheat, there's 2 different types of glutens that are in there. I mean, I'd have to get the book and to be able to tell you what they were. And it was like, I could perfectly see why that makes people sick if your gut's not right. Right. And so then the rye bread, while it has the one, it does not have the other. So it's only one single. So you might be surprised. Some of those gluten-free breads, they're gluten-free, but there's another type in there, and that's what helps them rise.
Tiger, the name of the book is Flatbreads.
Make her go watch the video.
The Flavor of Life. Well, I was going to say the link for it, if you want a good description of it,
it's in the video.
The Amazon link is in the description of that video.
They still sell it. It's like $24.99 or something like that.
And it really is. It's a good book. I mean, seriously.
But flatbreads and flavors, there's actually 2 of those, so you need to be careful. Actually, just grab the book.
No, go make her watch the video.
I know. But
see what I have to put up with.
Now she's asking, and so. What?
Tiger did watch the video. Yeah, I put the link for it down in the description.
Yeah, it's this one. It's here. Do that because it's kind of heavy. Flatbreads and flavors, and you need to make sure, look at that picture real well, and it's an atlas guide. So these are breads from all over the world, and they've got the stories behind them, and there's a whole guide in there how to make the bread and the different ways of doing stuff, and it's just amazing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, Sophia B's in here. Thanks, Sophia. That challenge really challenged me. So I'm glad I broke into that book. That's probably my favorite book now.
And I put your challenge to everybody on Freesteading.
Yeah.
because they're all members of Freesteading. So they,
So
the
if you're
the
not a
challenges
member
out
of
there.
freesteading.com, you better come over.
HU says if I had to go gluten or carb free, it did put me in the hospital, or just put me in the hospice.
Right.
You know what? I used to think the same way, seriously, till I went on this carnivore thing. But it's really the only time I've really had a problem craving the carbs and the bread and everything is after I tasted the rye ring the other night.
Yeah. It's just a matter of getting the right breads. So not a big deal. But oh, great, Tiger.
Tiger, make sure you get into your state group. Go to there's a state discussion link on the front page, and go get in your state group, because that's where you're going to make all the connections that are local to you.
Right. And you want to make sure that you go in, you're going to go in and look at the members, and then you go through there and you want to connect with all of them. This is important for you because you have a YouTube channel. So you're going to go in and connect with everybody and make those connections so that they can talk to you. Because otherwise, if you're not connected, you can't talk to each other back and forth. So make sure that you go in and connect with everybody, and then eventually go in and apply to be a community leader. And they'll look at your videos and see what you're doing and see if that is something that jives with the community leader. And then your YouTube channel will be promoted there.
Joseph G and Corn Pop just came in.
Nice.
Nice. He says, Joseph G says he shared it with his wife and her friends.
What?
Your video.
Oh, nice.
Your video.
Great. Thank you.
You know, I really like the idea of that challenge. I'm glad that Sophia did it too, because it's allowing, if everybody follows through. Let me step that back. If even half the people that are challenged follow through, it's going to connect a whole bunch of people together and create a really good thing.
Yeah.
And I would suggest, if you get involved in this challenge, in the title and in the very first line of the description, put #bread challenge. Now, there's a ton of videos out there with that hashtag on it, but this gets it into that group, and you know, more people will see it.
Yeah. So Sophia, I hope this is okay. And if not, let me know, because we don't want to steal anything from what you're doing. But we did have a subscriber that asked if we could do a Grumpy Acres bread making, and she said like they could all join the challenge, but I think instead of doing the challenge, maybe we could make it a collaboration.
Just make a collab between all our
So basically viewers could make their bread and their version of what they have, and then send them over to us, and we can put them together and get those out there, and then that way we can post them to Freesteading, and we could also post them on our channel, kind of do something like that. So Sophia, let me know if that's okay. If it is, then maybe we'll go ahead and do that.
Teapot. That reminds me, we got a package. We got a tea package this week, didn't we?
We got a nice package.
Nice package.
Week.
You want to show them what was in it?
So Patty's peach jam was in there. She sent me peach jam with the red hots in it. You're not going to get to taste it.
I can't.
I know.
Unfortunately,
it's all mine.
I can. I'm just I'm probably going to taste it.
And then we got some applesauce, and got some chow chow, and then there was something else that she sent me in a beautiful card. It was absolutely amazing.
Terminator says she's only got a bread maker. You know what? You can make bread just as easily than that. We've made some pretty nice artisan type bread in the bread maker.
Yeah.
And in fact, there for the longest time, I used the bread maker to knead everything, so I didn't have to do that part. Okay, so Sophia B says yes with exclamation points. So everybody that's in here, and as you go, and we'll remind as more people come in later, everybody go ahead, make your videos, and then send them over to us at therealgrumpyacres.com, or not.com, at gmail.com, and then we'll put all those together and get them out. So that's it. So Grumpy Acres Farm Community bread collaboration, right? Yeah. Okay, so you guys do that. Everybody make your bread, and if you haven't done it before, don't be afraid to do it. Like that recipe I did, I had never done before. I totally screwed it up, but it actually turned out really good. So I was shocked. Okay, Jonathan, did you see Skane's Girl's comment? She sent you a picture of her SCOBY on Freesteading. She's worried about it. Uh-oh. The mother's having some problems. Uh-oh. There's Virginia Roots. How you doing? What else happened? What else did you do this week? Getting ready for the festival.
Freeze dry, freeze dry, freeze dry. And now I'm at a point now again that I'm not caught up. So now I know I am working hard. I need to get things packaged because we start Wednesday.
And you got to clean out the truck. Are you going to
Uh,
leave me to clean out the truck, even though it's your mess?
no, well, it's supposed to rain for 3 days. So I don't know when I'm going to clean out the truck, but we'll get that.
What do you mean we start Wednesday? Oh,
a week from tomorrow.
The flea market.
Yes,
that's right.
And then it's back to back to back.
Right.
And so we did get into Okie Homesteading Festival and
Pryor, Oklahoma,
June 1st and 2nd, I think, or second and third. And
so if you live down in Oklahoma or you're driving distance,
coming
come see
from
us.
Texas or wherever, Kansas.
No, that's quite a drive from Texas.
Starla's going to be there.
Unless you're Jonathan or Starla.
Starla's going to be there. So yeah, so we'll be there, and yeah, so everything's starting to come together. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, Corn Pop. Angela took part in Sophia B's bread challenge, and then Starla asked us if we could do one for our subscribers, and we thought it was a great idea, so we put it out there. It's not really a challenge.
It'll be more of a collaboration.
It's a collaboration on our end.
It's a challenge on yourself.
On Sophia B's end, where on her challenge is she challenged 4 people to make bread with some certain stipulations, and they in turn challenged.
Oh yes, so we should go over the rules. No internet. Cannot use the internet. This needs to be something that's already in your arsenal. So you can use a book if you know it by. No internet. She made that very clear, and you should have seen me just sink in the chair and went, ugh. But I'm glad she did, because now I found something that I have that's going to work out great. So,
well, Jonathan, we just put out a collaboration for all our subscribers. If you make you don't have to make a video. You can take pictures of it. And
take pictures. Just whatever you guys are comfortable with.
Yeah, so, you don't have to make a video, but you can take pictures of the finished product and tell everybody what it is, and put anything. Put anything in the description you want, and we'll get it up there. We'll put it on the community page. We'll share it on Freesteading, and we'll try to get a.
Ask Sophia B. Well, if it's in your arsenal already, it's in your arsenal.
If it's already printed off, if the internet died tomorrow, and you'd be able to use it.
Yeah, right.
You could.
Then that would count. Yeah, that would count.
Seeing Jonathan says the same thing. And that's where we started with our recipes. Yeah. And we really, aside from Grandma and Mom's recipes, it wasn't until we got that bread making Bible book that we started doing all the really fancy
artisan breads and that kind of thing. I say artisan breads, but I don't know. Yeah. It's practice, and it's an art. And so if you're not, that's what I think is so great about this challenge, because it really is. It's practice makes you a really good bread baker. So yeah.
I've got several bread books. Flour, water, salt, and yeast is my favorite. That's basically what that
flatbread was. It was rye flour, salt, yeast, and water. That was it. And it was really interesting. Go back and watch the video. There's so much history to that. And that's what I love about that one book, because it gives you the history of every recipe. It was just amazing. And then it goes back and it'll show you another recipe, and it'll say, go back to page 201. And there's your basic recipe, right? And then you just go back to whatever page the bread that you want to do, and it tells you what to add to make it an even fancier bread.
Well, now I remember I made that focaccia bread out of the bread making Bible, and
that was good.
But the base of that was the base of every single other Italian bread. You just added some different stuff, and you prepared it different.
Tipo's gonna make me a
meatloaf. Yummy. As long as you don't put. She used to put oats in. I don't know if you guys, when we were young married couple living off of $25 a paycheck.
We didn't even have that. Who are you fooling?
We ate a lot. We ate a lot of
meatloaf in Washington D.C. with a baby.
we had a lot of meatloaf that was more oats than it was meat.
Yeah.
Let's see, Skeens. I have Ezekiel bread in the what's Ezekiel bread?
Oh, I bet it's in that book.
I have a recipe for sprouted grain bread. Now I've seen that before, but I haven't tried. What's Ezekiel bread in 142 characters or less? I guess it's 200 characters.
Or where does it come from or something? I don't know.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
I have to look it up. Well,
Yeah.
and so did you?
So this is what makes that collaboration fun, because see how many different ideas of breads that are in there. So teach us, learn yourself, and then go out there. And if you make a mistake, the only thing I ask you to do is to make sure that you claim that mistake. And then were you able to fix it? How did you fix it?
You got
And
lucky in that regard.
I did this bread, I'm telling you, is so forgiving. It was amazing. But if it was a total flop, I would have told you it was a total flop. Then I would have erased the video and done it again. But,
No, you wouldn't have. You would have.
oh, right, because you do all the editing. But we would have shown you the good product at the end.
Well, that's one of the things. That's one of the things. Whenever we were talking, okay, so the reason why some of us in our circle have our YouTube channels, because we got together. This was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We started talking about it. We started talking about it 3 years ago, and we decided that the best way to spread the message of community and searching for freedom was, well, one of the best methods was starting YouTube channels and talking about it and just showing the ins and outs of living a life where you're pursuing freedom. And one of the things that we came up with, and I'll give Tag credit for this because he's the one that brought it up first, even though we all agreed it was the right thing to do. On our YouTube channels, we show what we did right and we show what we do wrong. Mm-hmm. And the reason why we show what we do wrong is twofold. Number one, people need to know that you're not going to be perfect while you're doing this. You're going to make lots of mistakes. And number two, and you can see this, I'm not talking bad about anybody, but you can see it on some of these bigger YouTube homesteading channels.
And not Doug and Stacy.
No, it's not Doug.
Leave them alone. They've gone through enough.
Yes, it's
garbage.
Not Doug and Stacy. It's some other people.
So many lies going around about them.
You get caught. You'll get caught if you're ingenuous on your YouTube channel and you're not showing people what it's really like. You will get caught. You will find out because y'all are very, very, very perceptive and you can dig that stuff out. It may take some time and may get away with it for a while, but eventually you will get found out. Mm-hmm. And
because a neighbor will always know where you live when they find your channel.
Let's see.
That's the way it works.
Starla, thank you, Starla. Hit the thumbs up. HG says
so that's where I want to go. Holler Homestead.
Electric roaster.
Yeah, their oven went out, so they used an electric roaster. So I would say reach out to them and then have them do that. And let's get it out there. Let's spread that, because I wouldn't have even thought to cook bread in a roaster. And what's really weird about that is in the recipe that I did, they even talked about being able to do, so you cut out a little circle in the center so that you can hang the bread to dry. And they talked about being able to do it on a griddle. And once you get in the book, it kind of shows you, you can do different pans and open fire and that kind of thing.
I did a live making cheese that didn't turn out, so I showed people what not to do. You know what?
That's the way you do it. You just turn it around.
At the very end of the day, at least we can be bad examples, right?
Yes. And then what's funny about it is other people watch that because they're trying to figure out what they did wrong. And then eventually they figure it out and they come back and they go, hey, have you thought about doing it this way? Blah, 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 blah. Here's what worked for me. Blah, 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 blah. And so it works out. Everybody's sharing their stuff.
I got to be honest with you. Every time I go out and I shoot the goats and show that paddock that they're in, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because that's one of those things that I did completely wrong last year. And
we were in a bad way last year.
Was it avoidable? I don't know.
It just depended. It would have meant that we would have to have stopped a lot and gone straight into there. But that being said, we can correct it this year. And because of the market price of what happened with the 2 lambs we just took to butcher, it's being changed. So we will be doing spring. In fact, we need to figure out, we need a cool to warm crop going in. And then we will do a summer crop going in. So this is how we're going to build our hay and pastures back there. And then one of the things we decided, especially after that recipe, we're going to put rye in, possibly some winter wheat in there too as well, and get that stuff going. Because we can always cut them back from one paddock to the other. So if we needed grain, we would have enough in that area to grab the seeds. So that we would have that cereal.
Starla says, whenever I see a perfect garden without weeds, I go, fake.
Martha Stewart garden. I know.
Well, when you've got lots of money and you've got
Lots of
staff,
hands, yeah.
you can have a really beautiful homestead.
Mhm.
You know, and that's one of the things that bothers me about this place is our last place, we were there for what, 7 years,
Mhm.
and it
Yeah.
was in really good condition when we started, and we just improved on it. And it was a beautiful piece.
Well,
of
it used to be a horse farm,
Yeah.
and so that's what. So it already had established really good grass and everything in
little
there.
pasture in front, little
The
paddocks
pasture
in
in back, and the everything was just already going and flourishing. So we were just able to build on that. And yeah, no, we just have to restart here. So not a big deal. We'll get it done. It's just going to take us a bit. But that's the nice thing about this is everybody else that's just starting out, you may encounter the same thing. And so then you can just walk with our journey and see what we're doing.
Okay, we made some mistakes. HG says he fully admitted to taking down 2 power lines at different times, learning how to fell trees, paid for it in more than one way.
Thank God we've never done that.
Yes, you better knock on some wood. Hey, Ghost, how's it going? Did you tell him you were sending out more?
I sent you an email, Ghost. Yeah, I'm just so worried. I'm telling you right now, the kids will fight over those Skittles. So if you not have enough, then it's a hot mess. So I shipped you out 15 more today. We will also be leaving for festival that same time. We're going to be leaving a little bit earlier. We won't discuss that here. But you really have up until probably the Monday before your rendezvous. If you get a count more than 25 for the kids, let me know and I can get that out.
Jonathan says he went to the local feed store and got 50 pounds of nice barley for $30. Seriously?
Wow.
Partly for sprouting and for rabbit feed.
Is that the normal price, Jonathan, or was it on sale? Because you're coming up for our festival, and if you are, he could bring us some. I can send him some money.
I said, God, because I remember when it used to be able to get 50 pounds of barley for like $7.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. So this is why I'm asking, was it on sale? So maybe he can fit some into the car and bring us some.
So Jonathan, are you doing the bucket sprouting method like the link I sent you? That's a really good method. If you guys haven't seen that, I'm gonna try to start that again this spring. Not just for we're gonna get rabbits this spring, and then
that's high. 25 pounds of rabbit feed for $11.
We're gonna use it for the chickens too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good way to get fodder for them.
Yeah. So Ghost, that's what we were saying. I sent you another one today. I just want to make sure that the kids aren't fighting because they will. And you will
like crack.
You will literally have children crying if they do not have a bag of this and someone else does.
You're going to be slinging it like a drug dealer.
Yeah. And so my Crooked Little Homestead, I'm glad you're trying that rooting hormone. You're going to love it. I want you to remember this one is all natural. So if you see any floaties or anything like that in there, it's going to be there. There's no way you can get over that. There's no chemicals in this to kill anything else. This is all every tool I use is off of our farm. And guys, if you haven't heard about our rooting hormone, we've got some good news for you. So by Sunday, well, we may have to do it before Saturday because we're going to go see the grandbabies. I'm talking about Liberty Tree's store.
No, he's not going to have that up.
No, he won't, but we're going to have pictures.
God, that's something else we got to do.
All right. Yeah. So we're going to have pictures and stuff. The rooting hormone will be over there. You can order it directly from us, but why not help another fellow homesteader, right? So somebody who's speaking up for liberty, fighting back and saying we're not going to take anymore.
Okay, we got some new people in.
Greatly appreciate if you would go over, make sure that you support Liberty Tree Fellowship. And we're going to get together. In fact, JR is going to help us with our website, which is exciting. So can't believe he found the time to do
Monique
it.
King 5 came in, and
hey,
Kip
Monique.
Russell's here, and I saw somebody else. Big kid.
Hey, guys. Hey,
big kid showed up. Glad you guys can make it. We were just talking about the goings on in the homestead.
Yeah. So The rooting hormone will be over there. We'll have it where you can get the normal rooting hormone, and then you can get the combo, and you can get the plus, so rooting hormone plus. And so those are there. And like I said, those are all off our farm, and they work great. I propagated trees with them, and it works fantastic. We've had several people. I handed out samples at one homestead weekend, and several people have gotten starts off of plants. It's just a great cloning and all natural. And this actually came, so William from Perma Pasture Farm gave me this recipe, and he got it down in Australia with
Jeff Lawton.
Yeah, Jeff Lawton. So this is Jeff Lawton's recipe.
Yep.
So oh yeah, Monique, my video's out. Go back. It went out yesterday. So I did rye hardtack bread, and it turned out really good. It's like it's gone.
Kip said they were getting rabbit feed for 19. Is that what he said, or 14? What did he say? Let me go up a little bit. Hang on a second, guys. Kip. 50 pounds of rabbit for $14, and then Terminator says rabbit feed here is $19.
Well, they're in Canada, so yes, it's going to be naturally
rate
higher. Yeah, because they're getting a lot of those grains from here. So yeah, that's probably what that issue is. So yeah, I don't know, Jonathan, we can make it worth your while if you figure out some barley seed for us. If you can find some rice seed for us too. We've got the wheat taken care of. We're gonna do red wheat.
Red winter wheat.
And that one came over from England. The very first bag of seeds for that crop came over in 1890. Is that right?
Is that Metcalf?
No, that is gristmill.
Gristmill.
And so it's Amish.
This place here in Kansas, the strain of wheat that they grow and sell
has been in their family for literally 200 years.
200 years. It's pretty cool. They're here. Local in Northeast Kansas is a relative term.
Big Kids is over where Canada.
Yeah,
they're in Canada.
And then so we're getting ready for the festival, and part of getting ready for the festival is we got to pack our trailer because we got to haul all this stuff,
Yankee.
and we've got to haul our camping gear because we're going to be camping instead of paying a buttload of money for a hotel room. So I had to empty out the trailer.
Well, it's not just the money for the hotel room, but it's also the fact of, because of the location of the festival, it's such a far drive no matter where we go to get somewhere. So we would just be wasting cash.
So I had to empty out. We've had a trailer sitting here since August. That was the last of our stuff from Missouri, and
it's finally empty.
And it's empty. And it was like Christmas because I found all kinds of stuff.
He keeps pulling crap into the house.
I found 2 boxes of
like tripping over things again.
I found 2 boxes of stuff out of the gun safe that
You found ammo everywhere.
I found ammo that I didn't realize got packed away. Yeah, just all kinds. I found my books finally. But the mice had got into it when it was in storage, and so
mice got into some weird stuff.
They got into one of those black and yellow totes. They ate a hole in the top of it, and it was the tote where all our batteries and cooking fuel,
fire starter,
all that stuff was, and there wasn't anything in there for them to eat. They ate through a
tube on the fire starter.
Yeah, plastic hose on one of those fire starter. The one you blow through it and it stokes the fire.
It made 0 sense.
So
yeah, they were. You know what? This is what I'm saying. Communist mice.
They're the same ones.
This is why our cats are named Patriot Kitty and Freedom. And I kid you not. So if you guys don't know that story, tell them that story, why that happened.
They ate my Gadsden flag. The mice ate my Gadsden flag. So,
and we happened to just get a cat after that happened. We decided, all right, we're getting a cat.
Her name was PK, which could stand for anything I wanted at the moment, and threw her into the pantry and let her go to town, and we didn't have a mice problem down there anymore after about 3 weeks. And she just put on all kinds of weight. So she's a Patriot Kitty, and she killed all the communist mice that attacked our Gadsden flag.
And then I don't know, there was a stray cat somewhere or a neighbor's cat or something, and then she ended up having babies. As
Freedom was a little promiscuous.
No, that was Patriot Kitty.
Patriot Kitty was a little promiscuous.
I don't think that's how that works. And so But then we ended up keeping one, and that's how we came up with Freedom. So, but
Yep. Okay, so Jonathan says, so you suspect the barley sprouting would be more effective than pellets. I got both, so I can try how they like each.
I probably like both. If are you thinking microgreens? Is that what you're thinking with the barley?
Remember how I used to sprout the
Oh,
barley?
they definitely love that better.
Yeah, they like that better.
Yeah.
And then HG says, Skins Girl, do you like the peaches from those trees? If so, maybe order rootstock, plant them where you want them, and next winter graft your current peaches. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how we do it here. So I go out and I cut the yearlings because I have to trim them up anyway. And so I cut those, and then I don't graft, but I will go in and trim them down, get them rooted.
Okay, so Starla says I need to brainstorm how to burn holes in BizQueen or billboard vinyl to plant peas and have hundreds of foot rows and do not want to sit there and cut the hole.
Torch.
Here's how you do it. You do it one of two ways. You can get one of those weed burners, that's on the end of the post on the end of the hose, and it's connected to a propane tank, and you just carry that down the row and just do wherever you want the hole, and it'll burn the hole. You got to put up with the burning vinyl smell. It will not hurt the ground.
HG, I do the same thing.
It will not hurt the thing. The other way that HG just
that's how I do it.
Yeah, is a butane brazier, for like doing plumbing, and just burn a hole.
And it makes G so mad because he'll go out there and he'll have a pattern of what he wants, and then I'll go in and go, wait, we have extra plants, and I'll go in and I'll do extra holes because it's so easy to do.
And then we get weeds.
So, but we get veggies.
There's been many an argument here about square foot planting and how you can plant stuff.
If I had more area, more space, I'm just saying.
The way she does it, we might as well not have used the weed barrier. And I'll be honest,
we didn't last year.
We didn't, and I did
and that was a nightmare. We need to do that this year.
Yeah, we need to figure that out.
Yeah.
But so and so I was cleaning that out, and then, like I said, I was pulling all the camping gear out, and what was supposed to take 3 hours on Saturday ended up taking all day. Just completely shot my day. During the week I don't get much. I get video editing done. And I get.
Do you have recommendations on spacing?
Done what one?
Recommendations on spacing. You got a Starla down at the bottom.
Oh,
do you have recommendations on spacing? Starla, all of your spacing. So go in and do a garden planner so you know how everything is set up. And then go in, and I know this sounds like so crazy and, just controlling and all that stuff, but it will save your sanity. Go in and know where all of your plant beds are going and all that, draw that out. And then go in and figure out where you're going to grow everything. And then look at those seed packets, and every seed packet will tell you how much spacing they need. And so then that's how you put the holes in. So you're literally designating everything to where it needs to go. You stop it because she's talking
like she's an expert at it.
I know how to do it.
I had to fight her for years to get her to start planting it.
I know.
When we first started actually I gardened for a long time before she did. And when she finally got into it, man, she was just planting willy-nilly, and there was no companion planting.
You were eating.
Yeah, you made a whole bunch of extra work. Let's see here. We missed some.
Well, you can scroll back up and catch them.
Nah, because then I'm gonna be like tagging. I'm gonna get like 30 minutes behind on the.
Hey guys, okay, I want to share something exciting with you. Okay. So last Tuesday, I had one question about natural ways to cure bursitis. And then there was a comment that was made about Brazil nuts and the level of selenium. And so I went and did some research this week. Needless to say, I ordered 5 pounds of Brazil nuts, and they came today. And I actually, even though he's on the carnivore diet, he ate 1 ounce and I ate 1 ounce. 1 ounce of Brazil nuts has 1,000% of your recommended daily dose of selenium. Here's the key to this. Here's what happens. It improves your mood. It works for diabetes management. It can lower, level out your blood sugar and all of that. Inflammation relief, which I thought was really interesting. Bone health, reduce the risk of various diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. And here's another thing. Low levels of selenium are linked to Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Eat your Brazil nuts. All the things the pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know.
So
Our food is medicine.
so I put what HG set up there for a reason, because that's the one thing. So I've got a small undiagnosed case of OCD.
A small?
A small undiagnosed case of OCD, and I like things to be tidy. They don't have to be perfect. I just like them to be tidy. And
he will do it. That being said, though, he will do a food forest, but
well,
he
and
just
that's-
doesn't want to have to see it.
yeah, that's the thing is it goes against my nature to put in a food forest. So yeah, that's one of the drawbacks of permaculture. But you know, he's right though. It does work really well.
Yeah.
But let's see, what else did I did not get underneath the house again. I did get boards. I spent all Sunday morning tearing apart the last of the lumber at the cabin site. The insulation that was supposed to be under the floor was ruined, so we had to throw it away. And ended up filling 7 55-gallon barrels of stuff with wet installation. I don't know if you understand how heavy that is. That was so heavy moving all that stuff.
So one of the things, now we have more people popping in here. How many minutes are we at? 41. So I think we can go ahead and do that now. Yeah. So we talked about the bread collaboration. You guys go out there, send us videos, whatever. No internet. It's got to be something out of your arsenal. And then we have a gift coming from Miss Starla Duke for all of you.
Yes, this is from Starla through us to you guys.
Yep. And so we are, well, last we checked 9 subscribers from 2,000 subscribers. And so Starla said, hey, for your 2,000 subscriber giveaway, because you didn't want to do one.
No.
And I was kind of thinking, well, maybe we should. And but so we just kind of left it, and we figured it would be what it would be. But Starla decided for us. So
yeah.
So
thank you, Starla.
Yeah. So she is sending me something to go and get. I will go and get it. I don't know how much it's going to be, what the value is going to be yet. I won't know until it gets here. But it is going to be a gift certificate to Buffalo Seed Company. And so this is one that we talk about a lot, Nancy over there and her husband. And it's a great like-minded company, and we adore them in our circle, and it's great. So if you're thinking drought hardy seeds and trying to get some seeds that produce well, man, this is the company. So this is super exciting.
No, they are growing seeds for our region. So if you
so remember that
if you live in a different region, you might want to reach out and talk to them. And what's your Nancy? Reach out and ask Nancy about it. And she's great. She's just so open to helping people.
Yeah,
and
she'll
walk
you through it.
She'll walk you through what you can grow and what probably wouldn't be very good for you.
Right. So, and they're very personable, so I wouldn't worry about it. And so is her husband. So so we're going to be doing that. So we'll announce that, because that's probably something we're going to have to do next week. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to toot my own horn.
Okay, Tiger, go when you go onto Freesteading, click on probably the quickest way to get there is click on the activity link. And on the sidebar on the right-hand side of the screen, there's going to be a big graphic that says state discussion groups.
Hang on a minute. Are you doing this on your phone, or are you doing it on the computer? Because it's different, remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
It's harder to find on the
Apple.
On the Apple. And I honestly don't know how to do it there. If you're on the computer, the link's right there off the activity page. And you just click that, and then it says subgroups.
Yeah. So on the Apple, down at the bottom, you can go over those 3 little lines there, and it should pull up the menu for you. She's on the computer.
Is she?
Yeah. So then I think that's top right-hand corner, isn't it?
I don't know. I just go that. I just hit the activity page. That's where I always get from.
Tiger, for freestanding.com, there is an app.
Yeah.
So you can put that in and you could download the app, and then we'd be easier because we were all in trial stage when we were on the computers
Yeah.
because there was no app. And so now we've all been in the app, and
I don't use the app.
I forget how we use the computer.
I use the.
We'll walk her through it.
I just told her how. Go to the activity page. Go to the state discussion link on the right-hand sidebar,
Mhm.
and then click on the subgroups, and boom.
Oh, okay.
See, this is one of the things I like about this community too, because you know, not very few of us would know each other otherwise, and you know, even though most of us haven't met in person, we're all pointed in the same direction. We're not pointed in the same direction exactly, but we're all nominally pointed in the same direction. And what that does is it allows us to share our experiences, and by sharing our experiences and expanding, you know, listening and giving, it really helps. Oh, she says it's still not there.
That's weird.
Okay, you guys keep talking.
Yeah. So, okay. So I can't see you because he's going to go in and see if he can't walk you through this, Tiger. But yeah, so yeah, it's a great way to set up community and doing that. So now we're starting to spread out all over the nation. And that was some really other good news that I got.
Okay.
So I was talking to Starla the other day, yesterday, day before, can't remember. Time has flown. I didn't even realize I was in March yet. And so we went, what was I going to say? Oh, so she called me and she let me know. I got the biggest smile on my face. It was so great. They have community started now down in Texas where she's at. She could not find a community. She could not figure out, you know, what was going on. So
they're
they
doing
started
a potluck,
talking.
aren't
I'm not sure if they're doing a potluck, but they've already started bartering. Excuse me.
Oh, the COVID.
No, I'm choking on my spit.
That's gross.
Down the wrong tube.
That's my princess.
Sorry. I also, if I get a loogie, I'm that person.
God.
I'm that person that rolls down my window and hawks it out the window. So if you ever see a girl doing that, it's probably me.
Oh my God.
I know. You gotta get rid of it. What are you gonna do with it? You can't swallow it. Gross.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to.
I have allergies, and so when I have the allergies is just so bad. And now that we're in a new place, it's going to take me a little bit to get acclimated to this area. So you wouldn't think it would be so different, but it really is. I think we have more ragweed and stuff. So, but where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so they got their community, and she got a really nice barter trade. So I was like, some of the stuff that she's doing is just crazy.
Yeah, and Tiger, if you're anywhere near Cass County,
Sherry, I'm not sick.
If you're anywhere near Cass County, there's quite a few freestanders from Cass County, and they are all looking to build community.
See, Milkbane, she also throws loogies out the window.
Yeah, you guys aren't setting a very high bar.
I'm saying if you gotta get rid of it, get rid of it. Don't swallow that stuff. Hey, Rain Country. Hey, so this is another thing. So on the bread challenge that Sophia B did, this won't be the Grumpy Acres collaboration. Although, really, seriously, Rain Country, if you wanted to do the same video for that, you can. Heidi, their internet connection is off and on. So it takes her about 4 weeks to get a video out on there. So in order to get us a link. So there's that. So I want you guys to know that if the challenge on our part, Sophia, takes a little bit, that's why. So we probably won't have ours wrapped up for probably another month. So
you see that? Just finished 8 pounds of ghee, 7 pints return.
Nice.
My friend, the trashman, stopped by and he asked all the questions. I gave him a jar and he said he needed to pick up 100 jars from his shop.
Score.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
This is why we share. This is one of the benefits of sharing our experience, because you find people, and we do it too. You know, we find people that have stuff that they don't want, and we get it, and then we have stuff that we don't want that we pass on to other people. I mean, we get how many pressure cookers have you given away out of Jerry's
Oh,
stash?
a lot.
Like
Yeah.
5 so far, 4 or 5 so
4 or
far.
5.
Yeah.
A lot. And so that's what building community is, because if somebody's like, well, I want to learn to can, I've never canned. Excuse me, still that tickle. And I've never canned. And so they're like, and I can't afford a pressure canner. I'm like, here you go.
Yep.
No excuse now.
And quite honestly, it's doing us a favor because it's getting it out of our storage.
Rain country right there.
Show that one?
Yeah, show that. Just so everybody understands. Right.
Well, you're 10 to 14 hours. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I was gonna say you're doing way better than me on being ahead. I'm usually editing and uploading the day it's supposed to show.
Then our internet sucks so bad he's running over to work and like loading videos while he's working.
Yes, I have done that. 17 days till the rendezvous.
And
that's
then
right. Ghost is talking about the Carolina rendezvous at Hanging Rock State Park and Hanging Rock, and it's North Carolina. Yeah, it's North Carolina. And Ghost, how many people you guys say we're going to show up? There's quite a few. There's several people in chat that are going to be there.
I think they were already.
Last I heard, it was like 30 something
or 40. But the numbers keep changing, and they will, Ghost. They're going to keep changing back and forth.
And I'm going to say it. She didn't want me to, but I got to say it.
No,
look, if you get over half the people that show up that say they're going to show up, consider it a win, because a lot of people will say
Wayne and Lynn are in here.
Are they?
Yeah.
I missed it. Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
There's our family from down under. hope you're feeling better, Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. we need to get them into one of our conflicted nights.
We need to smuggle them out of Australia and bring them back
here. Could you guys fit in a suitcase? We'll send two great big suitcases. You can mail yourselves here. We'll pay the shipping.
Yeah.
Okay, Ghost says close to 50.
Of course, they're probably going, we don't want to do this all over again.
I know I would, especially with their
close to 50. That's good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You guys are gonna have a really good time.
Yeah. That's gonna be awesome. I'm so sorry I'm gonna miss it. We wanted to so bad, but like we said, it's 13 hours between Camden, Tennessee, and there. So there's no way, because we thought maybe we'd take an extra day and then just run up there, but we don't finish until Sunday evening, right?
Right.
So there's no way we wouldn't make it. You guys would be gone by then.
Yep.
So.
Hey, she says, I did a seat swap last month. Had one person attend me. I'll try again. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep doing that. We've had that. And so, there's nothing wrong with that. You just keep going, because some people are like, well, that's weird. And maybe they're not on the same, track as you necessarily. So it'll take them a little bit longer, but just wait until they see the seed shortage that's going to happen this year. They'll be there. They'll figure it out.
Starla, we were trying to figure out how to do that.
What's that?
Remember how we were talking about doing a seed swap with everybody? Yeah. We were trying to figure out how to do that.
I think with the self-addressed envelope is fine.
Well, maybe we need to flesh some. You know what? We got a long car ride going to Tennessee, and we're going to have 4 people that are interested in it and have done it before. So maybe we can come up with a workable plan.
Yeah.
I
think the self-addressed envelope is a good idea. And basically what that is you would just send a self-addressed envelope with your seeds, put that in an envelope, send it to us, and then we would put the seed that you, wanted or we had or whatever. And then, so that's what we need to figure out.
Yeah.
And then we would put that in an envelope, in your self-addressed envelope, and send that back. Because Lord knows that this is a working farm, and y'all know we have to pull out all that flooring and those walls out of that house and the lumber and all of that. There's no, I can't be paying postage prices to be doing expensive. That. Yeah. I sent Ghost. I'd like to have died today. I was like, oh, but it's so worth it. So, it's not a big deal. It just made me gasp. I think I'm gonna do like Mario and Ange said, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can make a deal with UPS or what's the
If
other
we do enough,
FedEx.
John's probably the one need to talk to at SOE because he's the one that's got a relationship with the post office. I don't. Have you guys ever heard that story from
I haven't heard it.
John Willis at SOE there in Camden where we're going? So when he started his business there, they were thinking about shutting down the post office in that county. Like every single post office in that county, they were going to shut down because they were not profitable. They were not getting enough business. And within 3 years, he was doing, I think he said he did close to $900 million worth of shipping out of the post office there in Camden. And so they kept it open specifically for him.
Jonathan, I will.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a
that, or do you want me to just text you? I think I have you in my number or in my phone. Your number in my phone.
Oh gosh darn, the stupid thing didn't send me in Minecraft.
What?
That's code.
Uh-oh.
I'll explain it later.
What'd you do wrong?
I didn't do anything wrong. She's talking about smuggling. She's talking about smuggling seeds because it's getting
it's getting
expensive. Sending it.
Yeah. We'd always ship them out. We'd always mail out Tennessee we'd always mail it when we go to festivals, I guess.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to start seed saving all over when my house burnt down. So I'm still collecting. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine that.
We had, so when Garen was clearing out the trailer, it was really funny. He's like, comes in, he's got, hey, did you know you had a great big tote full of seeds? And I was like, yes, I've been looking for that everywhere.
In fact, it's sitting right down here.
And I was like, those are all of our old Grumpy Acres seeds. And so I'm like, yes, I want that. And so I need to go through that, get some of those
what do you guys think? They've been sitting in a sealed
just for a year, they're fine.
They've been sitting in the sealed tote at the bottom of a pile, so they were in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
But it was in a barn, so it was not climate controlled.
You know what I think? I think we plant them and see what comes up, and what survives, we take seeds from that.
I guarantee if there's those damn okra sheet seeds in there, they'll survive. Those things are indestructible.
I think there are okra seeds.
Where did we get those okra seeds from?
I don't remember.
And it was some really stupid. It wasn't a seed exchange. Maybe those are the ones we got.
Oh no, it was a seed exchange. It was the one that I did over.
That you and B stole everybody's seeds and upset
everybody. We did not.
They went to a seed exchange in Topeka, and they upset everybody. In fact, it was so bad because of this one, they've had to put up a sign: only one package of seed per person.
I was like, wah, wah, wah.
Because she was taking so many.
Well, I was trying to get the herb garden and everything in, and there's an herbalist there that she's famous for it. In fact, so much so that FEMA came in and actually took everything from her farm when Hurricane Rita? Hurricane Rita, they seized everything she had for medicine. And so I wanted those seeds. And I think some of those are in there. So I'm super excited.
So Starla's asking, I have to use city water when not enough rain is in the catchment. Do you know how to filter that as it comes out? Now, why are you filtering? You're trying to get the
probably her starter seeds.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably the chlorine and everything in the
Berkey.
Run it through a Berkey or something similar.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I could figure out how to fix that, or put it in a container and cover the top like with a t-shirt or something. Like put it in a 5-gallon bucket, put a t-shirt on it, put a string around it to hold it tight, and set it out in the sun and let it air for about 3 days, and it should off gas all the chlorine and stuff that the city puts in it.
Yeah. Jonathan, that's awesome. So if you really want her to use it, my suggestion, and you probably already know this, I would start with a kitchen garden And then that way she can at least go out there and start using it. And
or even an herb garden, just a small herb.
Well, that's what he's talking about, is an herb garden. So a kitchen garden, and you know, just make sure you got the basil and all of that stuff in there. And then well, I guess I shouldn't have said that like that, because you didn't catch the comment. So when I say kitchen garden, I'm not meaning, because I use kitchen garden, tea garden, medicine garden, that kind of thing. That's
Chicken
how
garden.
chicken garden. That's how I classify everything. But really, he's right. You know, it's, if you, some people will think kitchen garden and think you're talking veggies and that kind of stuff. So, but I'm talking herbs.
Okay, Rain Country makes a good point. You can't get the fluoride out by setting it out and letting it air.
Right. So the Berkey.
And even the Berkey doesn't get it all out.
I have the fluoride filters in there.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
So okay. So my response to that is, this is a true statement, what she says. The question you have to ask yourself is, what's the trade-off? Is the payoff for having a garden worth putting up with the fluoride stuff in it without having to go to all, you know, spending all kinds of extra money and doing all kinds of extra stuff? I mean, we still use county water, and we gardened, used a lot of water coming out of the faucet over the years, and we have had very successful water or very successful gardens. And is it perfect? No, it's not. But you know what?
It's not perfect. And I do like last year, I did have to do quite a bit of remediation.
Yeah.
So
perfect is the enemy of good enough. So you have to figure out what the payoff is.
But that's also where it's a little bit different here, because we're getting milk from Tracy, and so we can throw what's left or whatever out on the garden. This is raw milk, so I can do anything with it.
Amen, Heidi. Amen. You know, you gotta look for the silver lining in that cloud. And that's one of the silver linings. More people.
That's why you got to speak out.
More people are aware of what's going on with their food supply now.
Yeah.
Oh, Eagle Lover Texas popped in.
Hi, Eagle Lover.
I use filter water for seed stars. Does it matter if you use city water for regular watering garden?
No.
When storage is low? No, I don't think so. Seriously.
We don't. It's kind of like I say with beekeeping. You ask, 10 different beekeepers what's the right thing to do, or the same question, and you're going to get 13 different answers.
Okay, I'm gonna make it very simple. Is your garden dying because it doesn't have any water, worth not using the city water?
Right.
I mean, that's at the bottom of it. That's the question you have to ask yourself.
And if you're putting stuff back in there, make sure you're putting the calcium back in there. So what does that mean? When you're planting, crack a egg in there. Egg prices, I don't know. So we don't. I'm sorry, guys. We don't buy eggs. We have all of our eggs already. But cracking an egg in there, putting the whole thing in, having so maybe even eggshells. Go ahead and grind those up. Put those in. If you have milk that spoils, throw the spoiled milk in.
So I would not drink water from East Palestine. I probably would not water my garden with that. I would not water my garden if I lived in what's the place up in Michigan with all the lead in the pipes. Oh, probably would not do it there. There's some other places I probably wouldn't do it, but it's just one of those things.
She was getting annoyed.
I do think food will be the main kickoff to descent eventually. Not to change the side, that will be the kicker. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. I think I don't know. I
don't you have an article about that?
Everything I'm reading.
Milkmaid, we're gonna get into something.
Well, yeah, I do. As a matter.
Yep. We're going to get into something.
Everything Flint, Michigan, everything that I'm reading and seeing says that there's the effects of the phosphate shortage and the supply chain problems are all going to come to fruition sometime this fall. After the
Buckle up.
The winter crop harvest will go in, and all that will work its way through the system by August or September, and then all the shortages caused because the farmers are having to plant without using phosphates are going to start coming to fruition. They're not running out of phosphates; they just have to cut them back. And if you look at a map of the country of how phosphate is used, it looks like it's all one color. There's little speckles of where they don't use phosphates, and that's where big ag isn't farming. Seriously.
Yeah, so we're already at an hour and 4 if you want to get into that story.
Rain country, growing food and raising chicken will become civil disobedience, and we should.
It already is.
Hardly.
Yeah.
So
it already is.
I've got a T-shirt in our bonfire store that's got a quote by Bill Mollison. Bill Mollison, if you don't know who he is one of the original guys that came up with the modern permaculture theory. And he made a statement one time, and I put it on this T-shirt because I thought it was so great. And he said, gosh, I can't remember exactly what it says, but paraphrasing it, it's gardening should be an act of revolution. And if only 10% of the people in this country grew their own gardens, then the system would crash. And if 10% of the people had food sovereignty, the big ag system would not be able to maintain itself, and it would crash, and everybody would have to start gardening on their own. So that's what Rain Country's right. Civil disobedience. It's an act of revolution. Go out, and I say this all the time, and people kind of look at me sideways, and they think I'm not down for the cause, or they say other stuff. There's all these guys out there. You see them, especially on the gun channels, and they're talking about picking up their guns and fighting the man and doing all that stuff. I'm going to tell you that flat out right now, that's not going to work in the short term. Now, someday it may.
And how are you going to fight the man if you're starving?
Someday it may be necessary to go kinetic like that and that, but it is not what needs to be done now. What we need to do now is what we're trying to build through freesteading and our freedom movement and our community movement, is that we need to build these alternative economies. And these alternative economies include growing our own food and trading back and forth between our homesteads and our households of all this food and everything.
Which, don't let me forget, I need to go get milk from Tracy. You're eating that or drinking that milk like crazy. So.
Yes. So Heidi says you only need a couple of families in a single neighborhood to raise chickens. You provide enough eggs for the whole neighborhood. Right. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. And that's, there's going to be a lot of people that are actually, they're already starting to do it. They're raising chickens against in violation of city ordinances. HG says he pushed back. If someone says they are food insecure, I ask if they have a lawnmower and use it. If the kids are hungry, why are you growing grass? Absolutely. Right. My gosh. Right. You know what?
Putting chemicals on it and letting the kids walk on there barefoot and all kinds of stuff.
That's proof right there that the simplest answer is usually the solution. Yeah.
Starla, no, I have not started seeds yet because somebody won't get their lumber and their insulation out of my greenhouse.
Kinds of cleanup you could do in there without me.
Well, all I'm saying is that's all in my way. So what's going to happen is, we've got rain the next 3 days, so not much is going to be able to be done outside. I did get my sweet potatoes, and so those will be going in. I'll get those slips started, and then I'll start looking at seeds and probably having G pull shelves in to the kitchen and making a greenhouse.
I got so tired of that. That's one of the things I'm going to try to do.
Pull the lumber and the insulation out.
And I got to fix it too. We had that big windstorm roll through here, and it popped one of the panels.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I thought you fixed that.
No, I haven't fixed it yet.
Oh,
it moved one of the straps, and the panel popped up. Yeah. So I got to loosen that up and do all that stuff. Alternative economies are going to be cracked upon, but are very necessary. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. If you do anything to disengage yourself from the system, they are going to either tax you or make it illegal.
They're already put something through. I can't remember where. Was it here?
Mhm.
They were trying to do it here. They only tax you on garage sale items. So if you have a garage sale, you have to pay taxes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
Unreal.
crazy.
It's
Okay, so
unreal.
the which one was it that you wanted me to read? So I got some stories here that came up. You guys want okay in the chat? Do you guys want something Second Amendment related,
How about farming,
or do you
food
want
related?
farming related, or do you want just general nonsense related? So let's see here. What we got? What Jonathan say?
So you guys were talking about the food. I think you might as well talk about the farming.
We're still okay. So okay, let's start with the farm one. Okay, so I found this on Agri News, and I don't have the links. I was just grabbing stuff because I was busy at work today. I had some stupid stuff happen. Anyway,
he's like, I got nothing. I said, you got 2 hours. Why don't you sit down and start researching?
Yeah. So the first one I found was this was on Agri News.
Said all the above.
All the above. The title was U.S. net farm income is forecast to fall almost 16% from last year, and the article goes on to say that it's forecasted to fall 16%, while costs are expected to increase 4%, and that's on top of record increase in production expenses last year. Okay, so what the
I'm sorry.
That's fine. The significance of that decline in income is that inputs are getting more and more expensive. That 4% cost in production inputs translates fourfold into loss of income. And what that's going to do is it's going to drive a lot of small farmers out of the business, even more so. And there's going to be more big ag involved.
But it's also going to do something on the backside. So you guys go to the grocery store and your food prices are going to keep going up.
Yep. They will pass it on to us.
Yeah.
And the next one is kind of related to that. Well, this one, okay. The title, $10 million USDA grant targets Midwestern seafood production and consumption. Okay, I guess they're classifying catfish farms and tilapia farms as seafood. I never thought of them like that, but it just they're trying to push seafood in the Midwest, which is traditionally beef and pork and chicken.
Right. So, and it would be so, it's so bad. And so everybody knows, we lived on the West Coast and the East Coast, and then we came to the, G brought me to the Midwest. And so I'm so used to fresh seafood, like real seafood. And I couldn't even really tolerate the muddy taste that was in catfish until I learned how to get that muddy taste out. And, but so it very interesting. And I mean, fresh as in I would go to the docks, go on the boats, would you pull in and buy what I want. And so when we moved here, I found a grocery store. It was a big chain grocery store, but they were really cool. And I could actually go put my order in and they would fly everything in within 24 hours.
It's net farm income. It's net farm income.
Yeah.
Which is going to affect the bottom line and all that stuff.
It's going to be a mess.
She's on a roll tonight. Bugs will be seafood soon.
Not doing it.
I like lobster.
Not doing it.
You like lobster too. In fact, you tear that lobster up.
I do. I like lobster. I like shrimp. I used to, when we would go to the East, because I'd fly back to New Hampshire, and I'd always make sure that I stopped and got fresh lobsters and flew them back. And I've always become the pilot's favorite. I don't know what that was about. He's like, okay, when are we having dinner?
She used to bring those styrofoam coolers with dry ice and scallops and lobster.
No, just said they were all wet, and
she used to bring this. Whenever she'd come home from a visit to the East
always
Coast,
had a seafood feast.
Oh, we'd have a crab boil and fresh lobster. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Yeah. I do miss that. Mud bugs, crawfish, absolutely. Like biblical times, your herd and crops reproduce, faithful and multiply. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we really, Off grid with Doug and Stacy, you know, he said it last night. I was watching his video and he said it, you know, why are we eating all this food that's being shipped over? And I've said this all the time because you guys know I freeze dry. And the reason why I started freeze drying is because most of that stuff that everybody's putting up on their shelf for long-term storage has so much freaking sodium in it. It's going to kill somebody. And it's all made overseas. And so I started doing that. Why aren't we eating local? And so local is the United States, you know, so I don't mind a good halibut.
Yeah.
Give me a halibut.
Rain
I'll eat
country. I love. There used to be a place in Kansas City called Bonton's. It's been closed a long time ago, but it was a Louisiana style restaurant, and they made the best crab etouffee. I mean, for being in the Midwest in Kansas City, Missouri, you'd be surprised at how good it was. Oh, it was so delicious. And then where's the one Ghetto? Ghetto just made a comment that I say all the time, and I just want to echo this, man. That is 100% true, Ghetto. That one right there. You know what? I've eaten bugs. It's not a big deal.
That's good because at the Midwest Preparedness Festival, I see a little picture on there because well, it was you. I didn't realize it was you, but I had to go in and look at everybody that was in there. And there is somebody that I don't know if they're teaching on bugs or what, but it's chocolate covered crickets.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that, but they used to
sell those in the candy store in California.
Well, down in Mexico, they would do the chili lime crickets. They were actually
I never had those.
Those are actually pretty darn good, to be honest with you, especially when you're drunk off of Dos Equis.
Can you freeze dry raw shrimp? So yes,
you can. They are delish too.
But if you freeze dry them already cooked, you know, steam them up and do all of that, then you just have to reconstitute and pull out the cocktail sauce and have at it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to cook them.
With millions of acres of farms in my area, why is there almost nowhere you can walk into the field and pick food? It has to be processed to eat. It's not food. It's feed. Right. Ooh, it's feedback. I like that one. I'm gonna consider that one stolen. HG. I'm gonna start using that. That is.
Maybe we could do a T-shirt off that.
Feedstock. It's feedstock.
Yeah, feedstock. Could we do a T-shirt off that?
Yeah. I'd like to sell some of the T-shirts that we already have because we.
Yeah, nobody's buying our T-shirt.
Yeah, I don't know people. I don't.
But. Well, we'll figure it out. If Ghost gets his printing stuff up, which sounds like it's going to be a little bit, but if he gets that up, then he'll start doing T-shirts and we can take them out to festival. They do better at festival because I don't think a lot of people understand bonfire. And I do know that there's a lot of people that don't want to give it to the corporation. They prefer to give it directly to us. So I totally get that. Not irritated by that. And then they'd be both helping Ghost and us. So how wonderful is that? Keeping money in the community.
Yeah. So yes, absolutely. In fact, we've got some freeze dried shrimp in storage someplace.
Yeah. Oh, I've got it everywhere. In fact, I have shrimp that I need to get. I'm going to go ahead and cook it. And I need that because we're heading out to Self-Reliance Festival, and I want to make sure that I have that on hand.
T-Pie, is that the Mater Ferry T-shirt?
Yeah. I think T-Puck got a Mater Ferry T-shirt.
I thought she got a Grumpy Acres T-shirt too.
Starla maybe got the Grumpy Acres. I don't know. Maybe they all got both. I don't know. Yeah, T-Paw. Remember it was the Grumpy Acres one because they were in Myrtle Beach. And she was on the beach wearing it. Yeah,
that's right.
She's like, I'm wearing my shirt.
Hey, cul-de-sac, how you doing?
And I accused her of looking at the sexy sailors on the beach. She said I hadn't seen one. No, there wasn't one. She didn't see one.
There wasn't
not one. How weird is that?
Well, not seeing a sexy sailor is not really a big chore. I don't know how anybody could see a sailor sexy.
Stop.
It's not like they're Marines. My gosh. You know that you guys know that the Navy invented dancing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Navy invented dancing. It's a little known fact. It took Marine Corps to introduce it to women, but there it is.
You're so bad.
I married into a Navy family, so I've got a ton of Navy jokes.
Oh, my grandpa was so mad when he found out that we were engaged.
Her grandpa did not like me. Well, I don't blame him. Of quite honestly, so
Well, actually, we weren't engaged. I was just
no,
introducing you to him. We were just
we were
dating.
making the trip up there to tell
Yeah,
everybody.
you were gonna propose. Yeah, it was crazy. You were gonna propose to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know it, and so, but yeah, no, insane.
Okay, so there's that one. Let's see what else.
Wait a minute. Oh,
What?
there it is. I knew a marine joke would come in. Yeah,
What's the?
of course, milkmaid.
No.
Rickster says Navy for the win.
Just
there's more Navy than there are you in the Marine Corps.
I know it's an unfair battle. We've got them outnumbered. Look, you know what? Honestly,
so bad.
Honestly, I give the Navy all kinds of crap. But the rust pickers that I served with, especially the docs that worked with us when we were working, whenever we were doing our stuff, those guys are the best. Oh, look, cul-de-sacs. Dad was on the Kitty Hawk. I was on the USS Ranger. The Kitty Hawk used to break down right next to us in San Diego.
You beat out the lieutenant that I was. Well,
he was from the Kitty Hawk.
He was trying to date me.
He was a Navy
from
guy.
He was from the Kitty Hawk. So he was trying to court me. Nothing ever happened, and we were just talking, and this one came in.
Okay.
And he got mad.
So a USS
not him, but
a USS Kitty Hawk USS Ranger story involving the Marines. There's no Navy involved in this. So the guard chief on the USS Kitty Hawk would not let his Marines play football with us or do any extracurricular activities because, quote unquote, we were too violent.
You guys are a mess.
We had a reputation. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Yoda's a saint. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh no, I've got stories that I'm not allowed to tell. Okay, so let's go for another story. This one's food related too. The Hill.
While you're doing this, I'm going to take a minute.
Okay. The Hill had an article on the 5th that said cuts to SNAP benefits push millions towards a hunger cliff. Now I'm not really quite sure what a hunger cliff is. I'm assuming it's not a good thing, and it's probably very scary to a bunch of people. But we have to ask ourselves why. The gnome comment, yeah. Why are these people? Why is not having government assistance causing these people to go hungry? I find that very disconcerting, and I guarantee you that most of that is going to be in the big blue dots. So we have to be aware of that, because if more and more people start going towards that hunger cliff, it's gonna cause all kinds of problems. Here we go. Yes, Joseph G is absolutely correct. We love our crowns. You know what? My favorite flavor is red. Okay. So HG hunger cliff, like BMI might get below 50. Yes, that was extremely mean, but it was also extremely funny. HG, did you hear that one? Mm-hmm. Hunger cliff, does that mean your BMI is going to get below 50?
Oh my god!
Angela just rolled her eyes at you. So the Kitty Hawk was stationed out at Brooklyn, New York back in the 60s and spent most of the time short docking in France. Well, that's kind of cool. That'd probably be a neat my favorite color is clear. No, it's red. It's red. It's my favorite flavor and my favorite color. Okay. So now you guys are going to make fun of me. Is red cherry or stripe? No, it's red. It's red. It's not purple. It's not orange. It's not green. It's red. Red is the red flavor. So, okay, let's go to another one. This is a Second Amendment. This is a Second Amendment thing, kind of ancillary, kind of off to the edge here. So the McCloskeys, you guys remember who the McCloskeys are? That's the couple that lived in St. Louis County. And whenever the BLM, Peaceful rioters came by. They came out on their back stoop with their guns and held them off and chased them away. Well, they ended up getting charged by the county district attorney of St. Louis County, and her name's Kim Gardner. Their comment, they were on Truth About Guns, and their comments about prosecuting attorney Kim Gardner was that she is just as dumb as a sack of hammers. And if anybody lives in Missouri, and especially if you live out by Kansas, you give me a great big thumbs up if that's not the truest statement in the world. That lady has got to be one of the most left-leaning politicians, definitely in the state of Missouri, but probably in the entire country. Now, the reason why this is important to the Second Amendment is because she is a product of George Soros's district attorney campaign. And basically what that was, he was financing a bunch of political groups to get far left-wing leaning district attorneys elected in the offices. And this was going on, gosh, it had to be from like 2008 to 2018, because it was right before the Obama era, and he changed directions from district attorneys because he wasn't getting a lot of traction. He was getting these left-wing people elected, but they weren't able to influence everything. So now he shifted his focus into the local county sheriff races. So there's a ton of Soros left-leaning money being dumped into county sheriff races. And why this is really important to us is because the county sheriff in most places is the lowest political position, lowest elected position in the country that can affect constitutional law. Joseph G, she makes Kamala Harris look center by a long shot. Seriously, it's bad. So that's why that statement's important, because they're putting these people in the office, and that's how they're gonna affect. This is why it's important. If you love the Second Amendment, you love your First Amendment rights, that we need to be involved, and we need to be at the very least vote locally. You know, I've said it publicly, and you can shoot arrows at me if you want. I'm no longer at the national level. I am no longer going to vote somebody because they're the lesser of two evils. Because if you're voting for the lesser of two evils, you're still voting for evil. Now, that doesn't mean that a candidate has to agree with everything that I say 100%. It just means that if they are not who they purport to be, I will not vote for them. Kim Gardner's in St. Louis, and they're trying to get rid of her right now because of the OOS girl who lost her legs due to the man who was on probation and should have had. Yep, absolutely. And they've been trying to get rid of her for a long time, and they haven't been able to because the inner city keeps voting for her. See, thing you have to understand about St. Louis County is a large part of it is made up of inner city St. Louis. So the rural counties or the rural areas around St. Louis have a hard time affecting the outcome of elections. Is she all settled down? Did you get the zoomies out?
No, you're going to get her started.
No, I talked to her. So what did water is the ultimate weapon, and we have it in rain country. Absolutely.
It is here too.
Yep.
All over the U.S. In fact, I had somebody ask me a question. She was gifted, well, I think they bartered maybe some IBC totes, and she was like, "Can I do raised beds?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, why wouldn't you do water catchment, water catchment, water catchment, water catchment?"
So, absolutely, Milkman. I can never understand. You realize that a gallon of purified water costs more than a gallon of gas some places. Probably not anymore, but it used to be a point in time where that was true.
Depends on what the brand is. And if you guys remember, what was it? I can't remember who the company was, but they were called out because a test was done and they looked at their tap water. And so all of their filtered wonderful water was tap water. So they were selling you their poison.
Yep, absolutely. So Joseph G says they've got good counties good county sheriffs around St. Louis County.
Mhm.
You know what? So, and it's important. I mean, you got to keep these people at bay. Tiger, I live in South St. Louis City. I've been trying to boost her forever. She literally chooses whether to prosecute or not based on your skin color.
Mhm.
Amen. Oh yeah, there's horror stories about
Mhm.
being a conservative in that area.
Yeah.
You know, but and you know the conversation's still going on about the water. I'll tell you what, one of the things I realized over the last year is water is probably the most underappreciated prepping thing that people can have, especially if you've got a homestead.
Mhm.
Because I was thinking about it. You know, they say 2.5 gallons of water per person per day, which isn't really a lot. I mean, it's not a lot of water, especially if you can filter it. But we also with our herd's small, we go through
A lot.
2 50-gallon troughs in the summer.
Those
We'll
are
go
bigger
through,
than 50 gallons.
we'll go through those troughs every single day because
Yeah.
they're between them drinking it and
Those are
evaporation.
bigger than 50.
Are they?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's just you don't have if you're running a homestead, you need to come up with a way to water your animals, whether it's a stock pond or a retention pond or a shallow well, whatever. You need to come up with these methods of doing that.
Yeah.
You know, let's see what else. What do we got going on in the thing? Okay, so let's go. I got one more. I love this. This is okay. I got a couple just general dumbassery stories. The first one is New York Mayor Eric Adams is telling stores to have customers remove their face masks. So there is a big, huge concern in New York City about people going into bodegas and convenience stores and robbing them with masks on, and they can't see who they are. So now Mayor Adams is the very same person that was saying that they should jail people for not wearing their masks during the thing, is now telling them to take their mask, make them take their masks off. You know, so it just kind of goes to point the fact that the whole idea behind the masking was ill thought out, ill executed, and plain wrong. I'm just going to say it. This might get me in trouble with YouTube, but surgical masks are not meant to protect against a biological threat like that.
Nope.
Surgical masks are meant to keep spit out of open wounds in an operating theater. Plain and simple. That's what they're for. All right, and to keep people from hawking loogies on you. You know, I'm not saying if you're sick, don't wear one. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that the use that the purpose that they put them to for the past 2 years was wrong. It was just wrong.
Well, it was a communist play is what it was. So
yeah. So okay. So that was the first bit of dumbassery. This one,
all you calling it now dumbassery.
all you single ladies that are dating guys, even if you're married, you should pay attention to this. Gillette, Wyoming woman wins argument by dropping boyfriend off at sheriff's office where he was arrested. So they got into an argument in the car and he would not get out of the car. So she went to the sheriff's office and dropped him off, and the guy had outstanding warrants, and they arrested him right there in front of the sheriff's station. So
and that's how you check that one
that's
out.
how you keep, and that's a good way to just hopefully it finishes off the relationship. We've known some women that probably would have not ended the relationship when it should have.
Yeah, they'd keep dating them or staying married. So
who blocked what happened?
What? Who blocked who? What happened?
Okay, we're not in the live, so if something if there's a moderator and there's something that needs to be unhid, would you go get it? Okay.
I don't see it. That's
no,
weird.
we don't see that. We don't see that in the StreamYard chat.
Oh, okay. Is Virginia still in here? I don't know if she is.
Yeah, I think Virginia. Well, okay. Oh, it's too late now. I'm not going to worry about it. Well, next time we'll have the the live.
Yeah, but now I have to go back and watch our live because I got to figure out where it was hid and what was going on.
Oh. Here we go. When my college changed mascots, it was politically incorrect. They sought submission of a new mascot. I suggest the Wind Sox. You're in a feisty mood tonight, HG. I love it, man. You're coming up with some good ones.
Thanks, Lucky Dame. Appreciate that.
What a oh, she posted all the clown emojis, so we saw it.
We didn't see that it got blocked. That's weird.
Oh, she took care of it.
Yeah.
Lucky took care. Thank you, Lucky.
Man.
Thank you, Lucky.
You can't do any lives with Native for a little while. Poor Native. He gets so slammed for that. It just it cracks me up. But
yeah, Joseph G, if you go to her about page, she'll have her thing there. Well, folks, we are running up to over an hour and a half.
Yeah. So if you have questions, throw them in real quick.
Guys, if you guys got anything you want to talk about, just go ahead and ask. Go ahead and put it in all caps if you want us to read it out loud and address it.
Heidi, I have not checked the freesteading. I'll check my messages. Hopefully you were able to, and I don't even know if you're going to be able to do it, but respond back to me about the Stronger Women live, and we'll figure out how to do that. I don't know. Maybe if you're going to be in a place that you'll have better internet or something like that. But I want your dates, and then the rest of us will work out around your dates so we can figure out if we can get her on there.
That reminds me of something I wanted to just tell you guys. So as you know, we've got Starlink as our internet provider. And with everything that's going on in the world, if something happens and a proper shooting war starts, do not be surprised if we go off the air for a while, because I don't know if you guys remember, Elon Musk put 50 Starlink satellites up in orbit specifically for Ukraine, so they could keep their telecommunications going and they could keep their battle communications going. If a shooting war happens, I'm going to tell you this right now, one of the first targets are going to be those Starlink satellites, because they want to take down communications. Unfortunately, because of our circumstances, we may be very vulnerable to that. And that's all we got.
Well, what we could do, basically what'll happen is you'll still see videos, but it'll be like Heidi's doing and Rain Country's doing. No, seriously, because basically what we'll do is we'll record everything off grid with Doug and Stacy. This is how they did it. So we'll record everything, and then when we want to do a live, we'll just ride up to McDonald's, get on their internet, and then we'll shoot everything from the truck.
We've got friends around here that we could go to their houses. And
they probably won't have anything either, because they're all satellite too.
No,
who do you know that has high-speed internet?
Well, Tag and B have a high-speed
internet. No.
Yeah.
That's satellite.
They do lives. No, it's not. It's direct line of sight.
Which isn't that satellite?
No, it's not. They're beaming it out of the town into the countryside. They're picking it up.
Okay, so we'll just figure it out.
We've got a way to do it. But I just wanted to let you know that this is one of the concerns that we have.
There's a way around everything. We can do this.
Oh, I missed that one.
What is it?
They put Erin Brockovich on a terrorist watch list.
Yes,
what she was saying about
getting ready to go to Ohio,
East Palestine.
Yep. Yep.
So, and I apologize, folks. We missed a lot of really good comments. I wish I could get every single good comment up there.
You got to get like Tag. You're just gonna have to go read each one.
You know what though?
You're just gonna have to.
But then you
or do more lives. You're just gonna have to
do more lives. You yelled at me the other day because I wanted to do more lives.
No, you didn't.
Yes, you did. You got upset because you said I shouldn't be doing lives. I should be working on the bathroom.
Oh yeah, I did. I was like, you're guys on the computer doing lives. The bathroom needs to be done.
Where it looks like
what is that?
A gnome hat. A gnome hat, because they know you don't.
He tried showing me a gnome video yesterday. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Actually, it was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. So just to check on bread thing, video or photos of homemade bread. Yes. Any style recipe you like, but has to be a recipe you're familiar with and have on hand.
Yes.
Yes.
No internet. So no internet.
You can't go. You don't want to go looking on the internet for something cool and doing it. If you got something cool in your
it doesn't even have to be cool, just sustainable or good or whatever. Just do that. Whatever you want to do. I'm not gonna put that many regulations.
Virginia Roots posted a picture on Sophia B's community page. Go over there. You can see
get an idea.
You can see what they did over there. But she did a no need bread with garlic butter.
Oh, nice.
Dude, it looked good too. There was some good stuff on there. Yes, puppy wants to be part of the thing. Someday, as soon as she settles down. I was having fun with her last night. I was throwing her toy lamb up against the wall, and she would run into it and slide and smack into the wall. It was pretty. I was enjoying myself, to be honest with you, after all the heck she puts me through.
Well, and then she's got this ball with a bell in it that's at the end of the rope. And she figured out that she'd swing it around and just have all kinds of fun with it. And the ball, every time she swung it around, was hitting her in the face one way and hitting her in the face the other way. And I was like, she did that for probably an hour. All right.
Tammy, you anything that is bread related. I'll tell you what, if you come up with a really good recipe for rolls, that's a
I don't think anything beats your mom's refrigerator rolls.
Yeah, she did.
That because you could actually turn that into cinnamon rolls. It was really good.
Yeah,
I did a video on that. You can go back.
And I grew up on Bisquick drop biscuits. Seriously, that's what.
Well, that would be cheating. I'd like for these to be homemade.
Well, I know, but you can use that as the basis. I mean,
no, that's cheating.
All Bisquick is your.
Doesn't matter. Put it together. Figure out how to.
Okay, no Bisquick.
No Bisquick.
Hey, stop nipping at me, you little. She's getting all legs.
I think she's ready to eat. Hang on.
She hasn't been fed tonight. That's what the problem.
Let me go do that. That's going to solve the problem.
Bisquick is. Okay, we're back.
Where's your other bowl?
Whew. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Yes, we did. I thought maybe the powers that be got caught up with my my comment about the masks.
Or the clown.
Or the clown. Thanks, Heidi. Getting this banned for the clown world comment. I grew up on box breads and such. Had to learn my own to make breads for all starts. I started with pie crust and biscuit. Oh yeah, that's kind of the way I did it. My mom, they were school teachers, and that's how we started. It was the easiest thing for me to learn. My mom, you can ask my wife. My mother was not the best cook.
No,
it was passable. It was good. I mean,
she was not a good cook.
I was a big kid for a reason.
I would starve going over there.
Well, but you're picky. You're picky.
It was bad, but she could bake.
That woman could bake up a storm.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. It was. What's this? What's look grumpy when he. It is. Things are what they are. I can't help it.
There's so many people that they'll come up to me and they're like, "How are you married to him?" And I'm like,
because I'm so handsome.
What are you talking about? And they always tell me like, he's so mad all the time. He's really not. He's a big teddy bear. He just looks that way. It's a Marine Corps thing. And so I think they always have to look mean.
There's a lot of suppressed anger because you bump into a lot of stupid people.
So it is.
It's getting harder to suppress it too as I get older. Resting grumpy face. Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we need to wrap it up. I gotta get some laundry taken care of and get ready for bed.
Dang, it's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, no,
You
it's
guys have been marvelous. So
yes.
make sure that you jump in on this bread collaboration is what we're going to call it for the Grumpy Acres community. And we'd love to see what you guys got. And I think this is going to be great for everybody. And hopefully we reach a lot of people, but give each other some inspiration and some really good ideas. Condescending ones. Okay, so I was actually told that I was abrasive, and a friend of mine literally turned around and told this guy, and he was in Buds. He was trying to get on the SEAL team, and
Buds is the pre-qualification course for
right?
SEAL training.
So he was like, I was really into you. He goes, but you're abrasive. And he was trying to be a SEAL, and I was abrasive. And my friend Carrie Ann, she turned around, she looked at him, and she goes, "What is she? An SOS pad?" So we dropped him off and left.
Yeah,
kind of funny.
glad everybody stopped by. These live streams are getting better and better and better, and it's all because of you guys.
Yeah,
Seriously,
we couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, we could not provide this if you guys. Right.
Yeah.
So we really do appreciate you guys taking your time and sharing it with us. And
yeah,
we hope that in return we're able to share our experiences with you and give you some food for thought, get you guys thinking about it, and I realize that it's kind of scattershot. Some channels are strictly homesteading, some channels are strictly prepping. We kind of hit a little bit of everything.
We do, but there's a reason why we do it, because both need to be shown. And there's a transition, right? So the ultimate goal is to transition from, you never really stop prepping, but the ultimate goal is to get to that homesteading. Mm-hmm. And so, because you not only need to have the how to survive, but you need to know, what do you do after you survived? You need to thrive.
We want to thrive. We don't want to just survive.
Right. And so if we can keep going and we can help feed a few extra mouths, then that's what we want to do.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yep.
So with that said, you guys go out, be better tomorrow than you were today, and
go live a life done free.
And then let's see if I can hit that end broadcast button. You guys take care.